3. All right, we were stuck on 1 for a very long time in this program that I use. I don't know why my monitor is so close. But hey guys, welcome to the Inspiration in 30. My name is Gloria Ward and I'm the founder of the I'm Loving Me Project, where we inspire you to love yourself, to live your highest and truest self. I'm trying to move my monitor back a little bit. To live your highest and truest self, to come to a place where you can not only have a safe space for you to talk and get past, not get past, but heal um, some of your situations and traumas in your life, but a place where you can also come and relax and live and hang out and join a community of women. I've been doing these inspiration in 30s for maybe like over a year now. And right now, it's the end of the year. It is December 28th, and it is cold outside. Let me tell you, it hit like 20 something degrees here. And I'm sitting up here saying, man, I got to go out and walk these dogs early in the morning because I got to be out by 8:30. And so I get up early, like around 4:30, to go walk them and do some work. And I just be freezing my butt off out there because my oldest dog, Killer, the black one, he just takes his time to do everything. But I want to welcome you guys. And I also want to let you guys know, hey Deborah, good morning. I also want you guys know, please, please, it is still enough time for you to donate to Students Without Mothers. We're trying to reach our goal of $5,000. Um, I think we're at 600 and something now, so we got a long way to go within the next couple of days. But I believe we can do it. I'm not worried about it at all. But whatever it is that you can give, these are for students who lost their mother to death or incarceration, who we give $4,000 scholarships to each and every year for those who are deserving, to help them along their matriculation through college, to help them do the things that their moms would do for them, right? You know, I was a student without a mother. I went to college on my own, right? And I took the leap on my own. But what allowed me to stay there is that I had to work. And what allowed me to also stay there was the support that I had from other people. One being my roommate's mother, and I told you guys that story. But please go to studentswithoutmothers.org, donate whatever it is that you can. Make sure you put my name. It's under my maiden name, Gloria Pinkney, when they say who referred you, so that I can know who gave, so I can give out some special gifts for those who donated. So, yeah. And I want you guys to make sure you tell me happy birthday. I'm very serious about my birthday because you guys know I still got issues, with living. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always feel like, you have to live life to the fullest because life is so short. So on Friday, it's my birthday, January the 1st, and I will be 42 years old. And I always celebrate my birthdays. Everybody who knows me knows that I'm a person who's a fanatic about that. And this year is, of course, is not going to be what I would like it to be because of everything going on with the pandemic, but still going to enjoy myself and have a good time, right? So if you can, just give me that shout out on Friday. I would love it. I probably won't be on because I probably will be waking up very late, but I'll definitely share anything that I'm doing with you guys. So, what I wanted to talk about today with you guys is when it gets deep, do not get distracted. When stuff gets deep, do not get distracted. And the reason why I came up with that is because, especially right now, especially like during the holiday times and with everything that is going on, it is so easy to get off track and to start to settle for things that you forget why you're doing what you're doing, and you start to forget and settle in to your complacency and say, oh, well, you know what, I really don't need to do that, I really don't need to change it is I always make resolutions each and every year to go ahead and lose weight, but I'm not going to work on that this year. We're in the middle of a pandemic, so I really don't have to worry about that. We have to worry about these vaccines and all this stuff. And I'm like, no, no, no. You still have to be able to stick to what you told yourself, right? You still have to understand and know that in this particular time, as we move on next week, it's a new year, right? It is time for you to make the decision that 2021 is going to be your year. Don't get distracted because things get deep, because you believe that things are getting too hard, and you looking at your bank account and you think you're not going to have enough money, and you looking at everything that's going on around you and you saying, I would rather do that than to focus on what I know I need to do, right? I've been in this house since Tuesday. No, Wednesday. I've been in this house since, yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday. And I only went out to go to a friend's house to eat Christmas dinner and to go hang out with a friend for a little bit. And the rest of the time I was here because there is a lot of stuff that I need to get done before the new year. But can I tell you how distracted I was? Like, I mean, at first, you know how your thoughts get to you, right? Which we talk about all the time. Can I tell you, it was cool the Tuesday or Wednesday because I was, so drained from working. It was cool. I was able to relax, binge watch on a Netflix show that I wanted to see, and then really get into work and start. But then this thing right here started going off. Okay. I started thinking about the stuff that I haven't done. I started thinking about all the things that was getting on my nerves, who was getting on my nerves, everything, right? Where I knew I needed to focus on my work, but I had all these distractions coming in and out of my head, and I just didn't understand why they were coming in and out at this particular time. So I'm saying to myself, well, it's your hormones, your period coming, you got all these raging things going on, so you go ahead and you blame it on that, right? And I was just sitting here and I was saying to myself, I was like, no, Glow, you know what this is? This is what your brain does when it's time for you to change and make a decision that is going to put you at a different level in your life and a higher level in your life. This is what your brain does. It distracts you. It tells you, how come nobody's not calling you? How come you're not out? How come you're not doing something you want to do? You need to go take a walk. You need to go do everything you need to do besides doing what you're supposed to do, right? And what I'm trying to tell you is that when those things happen, you cannot get distracted, because that's when you know you are on the right track, because your life is getting uncomfortable. And that's my point. Your life is about to get uncomfortable if you decide that 2021 is going to be your year to actually live the life you want to live. And it's not going to be, like I always say, the outside people. It is going to be this right here, your mind, because it's doing everything that it needs to do to keep you safe. It doesn't understand how you can break through these barriers. It's trying to keep you comfortable, right? It doesn't know what it means to go to a higher level. It only knows what's going on right now in the current reality, and it wants you to stay there. And it wants you to be in this state. It doesn't want you to go higher, because we don't know what's to come with that. You know? When I tell you, I started thinking about all kind of crazy things. Today, I told you guys my cousin passed, so we bury my cousin today, right? And I was just saying to myself, well, we had to go get flowers and things like that. He's in New York, so we're trying to see if we can, stream it on the computer so we can watch it. And I kept saying to myself, I was like, man, I should have went up there. Good morning, Janie. I should have went up there. I should have did this. I should have did that. And then, I start calling my family and doing all these things where hours was going by. Hours was going by. And I still wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. Have you ever felt like when you're on the brink of something that is going to change your life, how it seems like all hell breaks loose? And I know they talk about that in church a lot, right? And I've always been a believer that every time you are ready to advance and do something different, and when it gets really deep, it's so many things that start to come up, but it's not the stuff that is out there. You see? Because I was doing that on my own because I didn't want to accept that, Gloria, if you sit down and you make sure you get your stuff done, you make sure that you take care of everything that you needed to take care of. That includes cleaning the house, getting your closets together, doing all the stuff that you need to do for the end of the year. You'll be straight. Right? You'll be straight. But my mind kept saying, how about you do that tomorrow? And how about you just watch this Netflix thing? And how about you handle something else that's mediocre that really doesn't mean anything? Right? And our minds do this to us all the time, where because it's trying to keep us safe, it keeps us in the same spot where we feel like we stuck. And the only way that we are able to break out of that is to be self-aware and to know the state that you're in and practice. Use all of the tools that you know to get yourself out of it, because it is a big stronghold, right? That's why when we deep in some mess, when someone hurts us or we hurt somebody else or something happens at work, we feel like we can't really get out of it. It's in our mind and it plays over and over and over and over again. That is your mind trying to tell you, see, look, this happened to you. That's why you can't do this. And that's why you got to stay safe. And that's why you got to be able to make sure you control what you need to control. And we lose out on the blessing because we don't know how to train our minds to recognize and to understand that, hold it. All the things that I'm telling myself and all the things that I'm doing it is not true, and I can do better. But we get ourselves in a position where when it gets really deep, we get afraid. We get afraid. We get afraid to change. We get afraid to move because we don't know what's on that other side, right? We don't know how or what it's going to be when we stretch ourselves to get somewhere else, and then we find ourselves in the dark or alone or something that we don't want, right? The biggest thing that we deal with is being by ourselves. I don't know how many of you were alone for the holidays, right? But that's the biggest thing and the biggest struggle for a lot of people. being alone with yourself and your own thoughts. That is the biggest danger. You guys know that, right? That is the biggest danger for us human beings, is being alone and being alone with our own thoughts. Why? Because that's when you hear yourself. In the silence, when no one's around, nobody's texting you, nobody's asking you to do anything, and you're in your home and it's silent, you start to distract yourself. You put the TV on, you put music on, you do all these things. Because if you get quiet and you are by yourself and you just sit and you chill, this right here will start to say all kind of things to you. And it is deep. And when I say deep, it is deep. Trust me, been there, been there, still go through it. Because we haven't trained ourselves for when it gets deep to not distract ourselves, but empower ourselves and to teach ourselves that we are more, we can do, we can have, we can love, and whatever is happening right now is okay. Does that make sense? When it gets deep for you and you're trying to figure out what your next move is, you're trying to figure out how you're going to go from point A to point B. You're trying to make those hard decisions in your life. You're trying to move your life to the next level. You got to understand that when it's time for you to make those decisions, you're going to have to be able to do them alone, quietly, with no distractions. That's the only way it's going to happen, because you have to check in with you. You have to be able to get right with you so that you can make good decisions. It's like that story in the Bible. What's the story about the guy wrestling with the angel or whatever, right? Yeah, you guys know that story. He was wrestling with the angel all night until the next day, and he was like, I'm not gonna let you go until you bless me, kind of thing, right? Well, in my opinion, the whole point of the story is that we wrestle with ourselves. Yes, that's what it is, Natalia Paul. We wrestle with ourselves and we wrestle against our past and our minds. And that can go on all night, all day. But it's not until you fully understand that the only way to get the blessing is when you are able to conquer in your mind that the only true power that you have is already within you. Is there. Is there. We wrestle with ourselves every day. We put distractions in our way because it keeps us in a position where we feel like, we are safe. We're like zombies. We rather not think about it. Right? But when you sit by yourself and you say to yourself, you know what? Whatever this is going to bring on, let's go ahead and make it happen. But we're going to get this stuff done. We're going to make a decision today that I'm going to set boundaries in my life. And I'm not going to do the same thing that I've been doing before. And I'm going to make that decision with myself. We're going to make a decision today that I'm no longer going to live mediocre. I'm no longer going to live mediocre. I can't. I'm tired of saying I'm broke. I don't have any money. I'm tired of borrowing from people. I'm tired of breaking promises to myself, let alone breaking promises to other people. Because when it gets too deep for me, I start to distract, or I run, or I get fearful. I'm tired of being unhappy. I'm tired of being in a position where I always feel like nothing ever works out for me, that I can't get to where I want to be in my life because there's always something coming up. There's always something that needs me. There's always something that's there to just take it away. That's not true. That's what this is telling you. I'm tired of looking at myself in the mirror and not liking what I see. I'm tired of looking at my past and saying, damn, when are you going to go? When are you going to get past this so you can live the life you want to live? I want to be able to love someone, but I can't because I'm afraid that they're going to hurt me. I'm afraid that I won't be able to love them like I loved the last person. I'm afraid that they're just going to do what happened to me before. That's not true. I'm okay with being alone. I'm okay with everything that's going on. My husband died, my partner died, or whoever it was. And so now this is my life and I'm okay with it. That is not true. That is not true. When things get deep for us, we get distracted because we don't want to face ourselves. Because some of us never have. And I can tell you, I'm one. Never have. You never really sat with yourself to see what you really think about yourself and other people. I would ask you throughout the day, how many negative things do you say about yourself? That you know about, because you're probably so unconscious you don't even recognize you're doing it. How many times do you stop yourself when an opportunity comes for you and you know it's a great opportunity, but then you get distracted and you say, you know what, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna make it happen, and then you never go for it? How many times you say and you say, I want love, I want to be able to be with someone, I want to retire with someone, I want to be able to, just have a life. And then when it gets deep, you say, I don't know about this person. I don't even know why they're here for me, because, he probably got other, women running around and he ain't call me and he ain't text me. So he must be out doing this. When are you going to make a decision that when things get deep for you, and deep, let me describe what deep is, because maybe I didn't do a good job at that. Deep means when you face you. What are you going to do when you face you and you have to make a decision to go higher? That's what I mean. Most of us put distractions in the way so we don't have to face ourselves, right? But what do you do? How do you handle that? Do you put the distractions in a way or do you deal with yourself? In a couple of days, if you guys have not done it already, right? For all of you who are on, you got vision board parties, you got New Year's resolutions, you're going to be doing so much stuff. We all going to pop some bottles in the house with the people we love and our family, and we're going to say bye to 2020 and hey 2021, and then wake up the next day and realize that we are in the same bed, doing the same routine, watching the same programs, getting on the same social media platforms, and going to the same job, doing the same thing over and over and over again. Did anything change? Did anything change? Except for the year. Do you want to change? And you say, Gloria, come on now. Like everybody, I mean, everybody wants to change. Everybody wants better in their life. Some people don't. Some people are okay with their life and they believe they had good parents and, a nice life. Their family loves them and they just okay. Right? But what happens when you are the person that cannot face you? When it gets too deep for you, you cannot face you and you run. When the clock strikes 12, Friday, Thursday, Friday, right? What is going to change for you? What is going to change? What do you want to do? What's next for you? And I asked that question because if you do answer what's next for you, the next question I would ask you is it true? Do you believe it? Because it doesn't matter if you just say it just to impress me. I mean, I'll go with whatever it is that you're saying because it's your own thoughts. But do you believe it? Or are you just saying it just to say it because it's a good thing to say? It's a desire, it's something that you would want, but never really think that you'll be able to achieve. I want to be happy, but I know, I'm stuck with this right here. So I'd rather stay here because I know this, right? If I decide to do anything else with my life, it might be, I don't know what that is. So I wouldn't know how to handle it. When it gets too deep for you, don't get distracted. Face that person inside of you that is rambling and talking and doing all those things, and let them know that they are a liar, that the thoughts you are thinking are not true. Those negative things, those ants, like we talked about, those ants that are coming up, it's not true. You blaming other people for the situation you in, it's not true. You can change your life tomorrow if you want it. You could disrupt everything in your life right now. You could leave your job right now. Just don't log in to Zoom. You could do whatever it is that you want right now. You can make a decision to change your whole life right now. But what we know and what we do and what we tell ourselves is, well, I got to be smart about it, which is true. But are you being smart by making good decisions? And are you making those decisions out of you, yourself, and what you want? Or are you doing this stuff out of fear? Is your mind telling you to stay the same? Think about it. If you want to go higher in your life and with everything that you're doing, thank you, Deborah, for that. You're going to have to be able to wrestle with that angel. And that angel is you. That's the good part of you. That is the good part of you. That other part that's telling you no and all, you're going to have to wrestle with that mother all night long if need be. Right? Because your blessing is on that other side once you are able to conquer that thing inside of you that is holding you back. I promise you. So when it gets deep, don't get distracted. Wrestle with that motherfucker and tell them, I'm not letting you go until I get my blessing. Because I'm going to wrestle and I'm going to tug with you all night long until I understand who I am and know and be convinced that I am blessed, that I am here for a reason, that I am beautiful, that I can do all things, that I am here for a reason. I have all the activity of my limbs for a reason. I can do all things. And I believe it. Even if it takes all night. Right? Eventually, didn't Deborah, eventually the angel got tired or something like that, or the sun came up or something and was like, shh, I ain't doing this no more. And once what's his name? The dude, once that dude got that confidence, and he was like, we're gonna keep grumbling. Cause now I understand what you here for. And I'm gonna keep rumbling until you bless me. I ain't letting go. Because I know if I can conquer you, which is my own thoughts, I could do anything. I could do anything. So I love you guys. I got to go. But definitely, I'll see you guys tomorrow on the 30th. We're going live, me and the whole team, and we're going to let you know what's going to happen with us in 2021 and how you guys can get involved. We have been putting in so much work. If you need anything, please, send me an email at info@imlovingme.net, or you can personally email me, gloriaward12@gmail.com. Please, whatever you could donate to studentswithoutmothers.org. We really want to be able to kick that off so these kids in 2021 will be able to, we can send them off to college the right way. But I love you guys. And I want you to know when things get deep, don't get distracted. Wrestle with that. You'll win. Trust me, you will win. It might not be pretty. It's not supposed to be. You're supposed to learn the lesson as you go along. You are supposed to mess up as you go along because that's how you build resilience. But I promise you, when you come out on the other side, you're going to be so strong. You're going to laugh at yourself and say, why the hell was I thinking and doing all those crazy things? Trust me, I know for sure. All right. I'll holler at you guys tomorrow. See ya. Bye.